this is all kind of tying into also Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has been going on about some pretty serious stuff, and people are calling him crazy, of course, because he's calling out a lot of evil in Hollywood. He's talking about, let's see if we can find some stories here. Why Ryan Garcia should be more focused on his mental health than upcoming fight with Devin Haney. What is going on with Ryan Garcia? Explaining recent Bohemian Grove controversy surrounding the 25-year-old boxer. Ryan Garcia is set to face Devin Haney in a highly anticipated super lightweight title fight on April 20th in New York. Ahead of one of the biggest fights of his career, Garcia has used social media extensively to promote the fight and trash talk his upcoming opponent. However, he's also made some serious controversial allegations about the Bohemian Grove and its members kidnapping him. In a series of posts on X, followed by a conversation with Andrew Tate on X Spaces, Garcia alleged that he was abducted by members of the hyper-elusive club and was forced to watch underage pornography as part of a ritual. He also clarified that he wasn't on drugs or under the influence of any narcotics. That's some pretty wild stuff. I mean, anybody who follows these conspiracies and follows, again, the stuff that I like to talk about, because secret societies, these are the kinds of things that you hear about and they talk about on a regular basis. The whole border crisis is all linked in with the child trafficking, of underage people and the sex trafficking. There's tons and tons and tons of different pieces of the puzzle that are just all over the place. And if you just look, you can put them all together and you can see that this stuff is realer than ever. It's coming out faster than they can control it. And the access to the internet that we all have in our fingertips is forcing this information slowly but surely to roll itself out to the general public. More and more and more people are waking up and starting to realize that these secret societies have infiltrated our governments. They are using corporations to buy and control everything that we love and use and are addicted to, and they're continuing to further the addictions. And Ryan Garcia, maybe he is high, maybe he is doing drugs, I don't know. He sounds erratic, there's no question, but who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be after what he had suggested he had just seen? Like I said, you've got some pretty scary, powerful people in these high positions. And like I said, when you look into their histories and their educations and all the patterns and the secret societies that are affiliated with their schools, you start to realize that there is something going on here. And it is bigger than what anybody could possibly think or imagine. I didn't believe in it for a long time. I fought the idea and the thoughts that this could be real because it's easier to believe. It's easier to believe that it isn't real. It's easier to believe that we all just exist and we have the free choice to, do whatever it is we want to do. Like we've always been told, you can be whatever you want to be. I mean, that's what we've been told since we were children. So it's really a hard thing for us to not accept as a reality that the world is being manipulated and it is being controlled. And there were periods in history that I do believe that we did have that freedom to excel in certain areas. But just like the Tate brothers were saying, when it comes to gaining influence, as soon as you start to have it, you will be presented with an opportunity to go beyond that level. And we've heard about it from Cat Williams was talking about it. That's the whole dress rituals. Of course, Dave Chappelle talked about his $50 million deal and he walked away from. For people not to believe that this is real, you are delusional. You are afraid. And I understand it's easy to be afraid, but that's why I talk so much about, and from what I can tell now that I've been watching some Tate Brothers stuff, they talk a lot about obviously fighting as they're both fighters. And, I think it's the most imperative thing for men to become leaders in their own lives. And the way to become a leader in your own life is to take control of your mind and your body. And the best way to do that is through your diet and through exercise and learning how to punch, learning how to throw some punches. Because the moment you gain that confidence in your ability to defend yourself, sure, it's unlikely that you're probably going to ever have to use it. But the confidence that comes from it and the confidence that it gives your partner, your girlfriend, your children, and the world is getting crazy. I mean, we don't know what's coming. There could be this civil war coming. There could be a cyber pandemic coming. You're going to have to be ready. And Who knows if people start getting drafted off to go and protect the Ukraine? I mean, if that happens, if the U.S. keeps pushing to move in and protect the Ukraine, like the State of the Union just did with Biden, who, you know, in the most ridiculous, aggressive old man manner that, you know, I'm imagining he was probably doped up with as much as they could give him to keep him speaking correctly, and he's still fucked up. But they want to stand with the Ukraine. And what's going to happen if, you know, they start drafting people, or they start realizing that there are no soldiers to send in there anymore? And the American soldiers, what, are we going to start sending American and Canadian soldiers to go fight a war in Ukraine? So you don't know what you're going to have to start prepping for. And men, stop being fucking pussies. The amount of men that comment something like these videos that try to debate their beta male type destiny mentality, just a bunch of pussies. It reminds me of COVID, when grown men used to walk around with masks hiding from a fucking cold virus that they'd heard many friends and family members having, and just fucking walking through, and still wore masks, and then still wear masks to drive in their vehicles. I mean, fuck, man. We're just doomed. Like, we're just doomed. So many weaklings.